What's up, Niner fans? My name is JT Magnum. Welcome back to Niner News. We are going to get right into it. Of course, the 49ers lost 17-3 to the Green Bay Packers, and I was irate. if mad isn't even a word that qualifies for how I felt after that game, and I'm mad more or less at the upper management. I'm mad at some of the coaches. I'm not mad at Jim Tomsula. I know a lot of people are pissed off. They're saying that he's not worthy of this spot and, worthy of what's going on. But I think Jim Tomsula is all around a good coach. I still think that he's a good coach. I still think he means well. I still think he really wants to win deep down inside. I think there's things against him not letting him win. And I'll get into that. But first, let's talk about the game. The 49ers defense played tremendous football. Now, remind you, all we heard all week long was how good Aaron Rodgers was, how Aaron Rodgers was going to shred this defense, how the 49ers gave up 90 points the last couple games, and how they were going to get shredded by Aaron Rodgers. It was going to be a blowout, and it was going to be crazy because Aaron Rodgers was going to go nuts on him. Aaron Rodgers comes in, the Green Bay Packers score 17 points. 17 points. And you'd figure, giving them 17 points, that the 49ers would be able to win that game. You hold Green Bay to 17 points, you should be able to win that game, especially on their defense. Their defense isn't all that great. You should be able to score on them. No. They come out with that game plan, and Colin Kaepernick looked like he couldn't find an open wide receiver to save his life. Even if somebody was open or wasn't open or who knows what, they just couldn't. He just couldn't find anybody. And not only that, the line wasn't holding up. And when the line was holding up, because there was occasions where the line was holding up, he just panics and he acts as if he is getting blitzed or rushed, and he doesn't do anything with the ball. So, do I blame Kaepernick fully? No. Do I think he should be replaced at quarterback? At the moment, yes. I'm still a little bit pissed off. I'm still a little bit mad. This is Friday. I'm making this video. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to make it earlier this week, but Friday I'm making this video, and I'm still upset at Colin Kaepernick. Why? Because when you look back and you watch that game, he just looks lost. And not only does he look lost, he's down on himself. And when you're down on yourself as a quarterback and you have no confidence and your confidence seems shot at quarterback, you probably maybe you need to take a step back and just sit down and watch somebody else play quarterback for a couple minutes, because I don't see it in him. I don't see that hunger. I don't see that fight. I don't see that same Colin Kaepernick from 2012, 2013. I don't see it in him. The same guy that went into New England, beat Tom Brady and the Patriots. I don't see that guy. And it's frustrating to watch because he's such a promising talent. He's such a talented, and he wants to get better. And you can see he wants to get better, but he's just not doing it. He's thinking too much. He's hurting because he just wants to do well, but he's not doing well because he's thinking too much. He's just go in there and stop worrying about that and just play football. But instead, you could tell everything's on his mind. I mean, he must read everything. He says he doesn't read anything. He doesn't pay attention to anything. Bullcrap. He's got to be reading stuff. He's got to be hearing what people are saying about him. It's got to be in his head, because you can tell when he comes off the sideline. You could tell it's like he's worried about what people are thinking about him when he throws the pass to the ground at somebody's legs. It's very frustrating to watch. It's extremely frustrating to watch. And the other thing that was extremely frustrating is the offensive play calling. On 3rd down and 11, you shouldn't be running a draw play or running the ball with Reggie Bush. I know everybody's talking about that, and I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about, though, why do we run one wide receiver sets on 3rd down? Why? Why are we still doing it? I don't get it. If it's 3rd down and 4, 3rd down and 7, 3rd down and 2, no matter what kind of situation 3rd down, and it can be 3rd and long, we're running 3 wide receiver sets with 1 wide receiver again. That 1 wide receiver is, guess who? Anquan Boldin. How many times do I have to say we cannot run three tight end, 1 wide receiver sets, because Anquan Boldin there's no fear of him going deep. You can't run those plays. Every time they did it, Green Bay blitzed. Every time. If you were a defensive coordinator, if you were players on that field and you saw somebody lining up with 3 tight ends and 1 slow wide receiver in Anquan Bolden, wouldn't you blitz? Because number one, you're not going to get beat deep, so you're not going to get beat for that on a third down play, and you might as well just cover short and just pin your ears back and go fly at the quarterback, because there's no fear of losing yardage or losing the first down with 3 tight ends. Anybody can cover the 3 tight ends. Linebackers can cover the 3 tight ends. The safeties can cover the 3 tight ends. But if you have 3 quick wide receivers or 4 quick wide receivers in there and maybe 1 tight end, or maybe a running back and Reggie Bush out there in the slot or somewhere out there, some bunch formation, something that can confuse the defense a little bit, maybe then you can pick up a first down. Maybe then you can get some deep balls. Maybe then we can do something on offense. They won't run it. Why won't they run it? I don't get it. Why won't this 49er team run the offense the way it's supposed to be run, the way they promised us in the offseason? They promised us speed. They promised us a different. They promised us Cap would be able to beat us with his. You wouldn't know where we're going to hit you, they said. Because Cap can run with his legs. Because Cap can throw deep over the top to speed. Because Cap can go underneath now because the speed will open up things from underneath. None of that is happening because they're not using the guys they said they were going to use. It's almost like I feel lied to. It's almost like you feel like. You feel like you call a girl up and you say, hey, you want to go out tonight? And she's like, yeah, I'll meet you at this time. And then she just doesn't show up. And you get stood up and you're just sitting there and you're eating your sandwich alone. It's like, it's so annoying. It's just, I just feel lied to. I feel like led astray. I feel like it's horrible. It's just a horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach that you just see what's going on, and it's almost like you're like, I want to coach. I want to go there, fly and coach. Like I've almost gotten to the point now where like I almost want to just like fly out there and punch a coach in the face. Like just stop doing that. Like I want to take Jeep Chris and just choke him for a second and say, stop doing that. Like just open it up. And so now this week, apparently things are going to change. Apparently things are going to open up. I want to see what they do in New York because Eli Manning is not going to take it easy on us. Odell Beckham Jr. is not going to take it easy on us, and it's going to be a lot different. Hopefully we can play well. We're not going to have Ahmad Brooks. He's gone because had a death in his family, unfortunately, and my condolences to the Ahmad Brooks and his family. But you know, Aaron Lynch is still there. Aaron Lynch was playing lights out this last game. He was just a force on the defensive front. And thank God for him. But still, I want to see how they play against the Giants. I want to see how this offense plays against the Giants. They need to start running some screens. They need to start spreading people out. They need to start utilizing that speed. Because it's just, or else just, you know what, just put in Gabbert. Put in somebody else. Because I don't, you know, if Kaepernick can't do anything against this defense, yank him. Yank him. Because there's no use leaving him in there to just get killed, or leaving him in there to not doing anything, throwing the ball at people's feet and not reading, making his reads, just panicking the line of scrimmage when nobody's even touching him. Like, it's horrible to watch, like I said, and they need to fix it, adjust it, and figure it out. If not, put Gabbert in there. Maybe he can run the offense. But they need to start spreading people out. They need to figure out different formations and stop running that 3 tight end set. My goodness, stop doing it. Just stop. Make the teams fear you. Make the teams fear the speed that you said that you had. Run the ball out of those spread formations a little bit so Carlos Hyde can benefit, because they're going to have to cover people on the outside. They're not going to know if you're going to run or pass. You got to start doing that. I don't say get rid of the read option, but you know, the read option, the way they're running it isn't working. They need to run read option with a little bit more spread, so that way, you know, something's going on. They keep running this weird read option where the defensive lineman is able just to run right through, and it's like they stop doing that kind of read option. It's not working. How many times are you going to run that same stupid play? And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's a play where they run the read option. Every time they run the read option, Colin Kaepernick's supposed to sprint to the right a little bit and pass the ball. Every time they run that read option play, a defensive lineman is in Colin Kaepernick's face, and he has to either avoid him or take the sack. And every time it's so annoying. You know, why would you run a play that allows a defensive end to just run right at your quarterback? I don't get it. And they've run that play at least once or twice a game for the last, I don't know, 10 or 12 games. Like I've watched that play, and it's gonna hit you now when you watch the game this weekend, and you're gonna remember what I said, and you're gonna see that play, and you're gonna know what I'm talking about, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, JT was right. But that's the play I'm talking about. Just stuff like that. Just stop running it. Stop it, 49ers. Just get on track. I swear to God, I swear I want to be an offensive coordinator sometimes. I swear I want to. I want to draft for them. There's so many guys I would have drafted for this team that I've been wanting to draft for the longest time that are right now stars in the NFL, and they were lower round draft picks. The 49ers passed them up. And there's so many guys that if you ever follow me on Twitter, check out some of the guys I ever talk about when I'm talking about the NFL draft. You can go back on some of my tweets and check who I wanted to draft. I guarantee you half of them are right now studs in the NFL. And it's unbelievable. You think, what are you doing, Trent Baalke? What are you doing? You know, I like Trent Baalke. I like some of his decisions, but at the same time, he's passing up on players that we could have used on offense, and it's just it's pissing me off. It's really pissing me off, and it's starting to come through now. You know, you're just picking up so many hurt players. You know, it's got to. When's it going to come to the time where you just stop picking up hurt players? They're just being shelved for a year. We get it. You're shelving them for a year because they're going to come back strong the next year. Some of those players aren't working out, and some of those players, when they do, fine. But at the same time, you're waiting another year. So it's a year off their rookie contract before we have to sign them over again. And it's not helping. Get players that can play now. So anyways, I'm getting too much. This is like the second week in a row that I'm pissed off. So let's hope they can beat the Giants, because I don't want to be mad 3 weeks in a row. We don't want to see me angry 3 weeks in a row. I'm tired of talking about this stuff, but I'm tired of seeing the same old bullcrap stuff every week in and week out. When you say you're gonna fix it and you don't fix it. Stop trying to run the same bullcrap every game. Man, it's annoying. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the upcoming game if we're gonna beat the Giants. I think we're going to beat the Giants. I hope we beat the Giants. I had this penciled in as a win. I'm hoping that we can somehow come out of this offensive funk and play some really good defense and get out of New York with a nice W. All right, for JT Magnum, Niner News, I'm out. Peace, y'all.